Everybody knows PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Duh. It's Super Bowl week, everybody, and I'm making my lineups on PrizePicks. Also, got a UFC Fight Night weekend. PrizePicks is offering a big game max discount on Drake May over half a yard passing. We're firing on that. What I love about PrizePicks personally is that every player has a set projection, and you can go more or less. And also, if you play online for $5 and use my promo code DeathRow, you get 50 on me. Go ahead. Just like that for you. Team picks are available in 30 states now, including California, Texas, and yours truly, Florida. If you want to know those winners, just follow me at Jorge Masvidal on PrizePicks. Let's go.
Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Jorge Masvidal.
Weren't really necessary. Maybe
They were super necessary.
305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305.
Ooh. 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 Volk is Volk, man. Ooh. They both ate a good one there. Great fight. Volk just showed it again. He's like good everywhere, and he puts it together so well. He creates this illusion that he's like in front of you when he's really not. He's further than what you think, and then before you know it, you're getting hit. You know, he's great at just setting that illusion that you can't touch him and he can't touch you, and then all of a sudden he's in your space. He's considerably smaller than Diego, and it's crazy how he plays with the distance. How he pushes him back. How he just controlled the whole pace. You know, that Diego had his moments too. He did get in a good little knockdown. It was clean. It's just Volk is Volk, man. I really think he's one of the best to have ever walked the planet. Undisputedly, Volk is GOAT, you know. But I think my all-time GOAT at that weight is Jose Aldo. I just think he's unbeatable. Like a prime Jose Aldo beats everybody. And I'm talking about he could beat anybody in the world. I think a prime Jose. So I would go with Jose still. And I think Jose still has a title defense more than Volk at this point. But if you pick Volk over Jose, nobody can tell you otherwise, because stat-wise and just the total package that he brings to the table, it's undisputed that, man, Volk is a beast. He's definitely up there. I think Max, Volk, and Jose are my GOATs at featherweight of like long-time region. And you got to add in Ilia. They went in there and took out Volk and took out Max, right? And this is a guy that could beat anybody in the world at any given moment. He just didn't stay there that long. But what happens if he does stay at 45 and he gets 1 or 2 more wins? You got to also say that this guy's actually the GOAT of GOATs, you know, because I feel like he took out Max still in his prime and Volk still in his prime. And Max had never been knocked out, and the way he took him out was cold, you know. Same thing with Volk. I think Volk is still in his prime. He's showing he just defended the title. Looked amazing. Obviously, you can't say he's not in his prime. So I think Ilia also has to be entered already in that conversation at 145 of GOATs. I know he didn't stay there that long, but you know, sometimes you're not there for a long time, just a good time. And my boy had fun at that weight, man, because he made some fucking noise, you know. They just announced Mosvar versus Murphy. Wow, what a fight. What a effing fight. For real, these are my 2 favorite guys at 145 to watch right now currently. I feel Mozart's long overdue a big highlight, a big main event, or a title fight. I really think he should have been fighting for the title before Diego. It didn't happen. They gave it to Diego again. Now he's fighting Murphy, which is the other guy I feel should be fighting for the title. Sometimes I don't understand what matchmaking, what happens, what and who dictates stuff. And then sometimes I also know how the matchmaking gets made, you know, and it just sucks because Mozart doesn't have that public behind him yet to be able to challenge for a title. But as far as accolades, he's 9-0. I can't think of somebody more deserving in a way. I know sometimes his style is not the most fan friendly, but I love watching him fight. I love watching Mozart fight. And man, Murphy's just an animal sniper. I am 100% in on this guy. He could fight. He could wrestle defensively. His striking is clean. It's unorthodox as hell. It's crafty, creative, and dangerous. I think this is one of the most dangerous guys, if not the most dangerous guy right now at 145. and you have polar opposite styles. That's why I think this fight's gonna be so amazing, because we know if this fight stays on the ground, it leans heavy towards Mozart, you know. And the same thing, if the fight stays on the feet, it leans heavy towards Murphy, like very heavy, you know. Though his technically sound as he is defensively and offensively on the feet, he's a really impressive candidate to watch compete, you know. I don't know who's gonna get this one. I'm gonna go with my teammate Mozart. Obviously, I'm gonna lean with Mozart. That's my teammate. That's my brother. But it's a good fight. It's gonna be a damn good fight. You know, I'm cheering for Mozart to get it done. But either one of those guys, that I think, whoever the winner of that is, in my opinion, I don't know why I think they might beat Volk. I think Murphy's very very bad style for Volk. You know, that's gonna be the one right there. I'm probably gonna go to that one live, as I love Mozart, huge fan of Mozart, huge fan of Murphy. I think I'm gonna have to be there live for that one and check it out. Shout out to my boy Mozart. Let's go.
And then last thing on Volk versus Lopez. Lopez broke both of his feet. Did you see anything in the fight that, like, you know, where he might have broken his feet? Have you ever had an issue with feet?
I've had numerous issues with my feet. Thank goodness I didn't break nothing. I could have sworn I've had a couple occasions. Satoru Kitaoka, he was famous for leg logging people. I don't know how many snaps he had and how many people he had tapped out. Something crazy and barbaric. Like maybe he had 20 submissions and like 15, 16 of them by straight ankle lock. And sure enough, he gets into a straight ankle lock with me, and he just popped everything. And I was like, well, if you already broke it, what's the point of tapping, right? And like, now I'm definitely not tapping, you know? And I just kept punching this guy in the face until he let go of that lock. I thought my ankle was done. I went to the hospital. Only like ligaments were popped and tendons and cartilage, you know, but nothing broke. And then another time, fighting Yves Edwards, in like the first round, I threw an inside kick. He's a southpaw, so I threw an inside kick, and he checked it perfectly with his knee to my foot. Boom. Did it perfectly. He pulled back just enough so my foot would hit his knee. Perfect check. It didn't stop me from throwing kicks, so I kept throwing the kicks. Eventually, I ended up winning with a head kick, but the head kick hit, the shin hit some arm, and the foot hit some head. You know, so it destroyed my foot. I thought that time for sure it was broken. Thank God it wasn't broken. I couldn't really walk on it for like 3-4 days, but it wasn't broken. Love it. Just a dog. Just a freaking dog, man. Just keeps pushing forward. Will not take no for an answer. You know, he's not like having his way. He's having to literally fight. You know, he's not exactly having an easy time in there, but man, Saint just keeps pushing and pushing like a dog, man. And I love to see that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, my. Who's the referee? Let me guess. Herb Dean? Holy smoke. Girl, what is he waiting for to stop it, bro? Damn, Herb. I don't know how this dude is still refereeing. What is he waiting for? Yeah, Herb. Sometime today, huh? Yeah, Herb. It's just a fight, you know? No rush. No, yeah, the guy's definitely fighting back intelligent, Herb. Wow. I don't want to take none away from Saint Denis' performance because amazing, but damn, as I've said my whole fucking career, Herb Dean is the worst referee to ever exist. I mean, fuck, bro. Does he suck? Holy smokes, is he bad? You know, it's a fighter, especially like Hooker, though he's obviously on his way out, he's not gonna quit, he's not gonna tap. You gotta take that guy out. But he's obviously been in this position for over a minute and a half, and he's eating shots the whole time, from elbows to back fist to the face, getting choked, and then now the guy has obviously no energy because he took all of it to escape the choke. Now he's stuck in that position. He had maybe like 15 unanswered shots and still nothing. Still had another 15 unanswered shots. Worst referee I've seen. It's nothing personal against him because as a human being, I think Herb's a great dude. I've heard great things, been around him a lot. Great dude. But I'm saying, as far as like referee going, I don't know what it is, man. He just don't got it. What a performance by Saint Denis, though. Wow. What a freaking performance. Amazing, man. This guy looked amazing to me there. The dogness, and now skill-wise and And, he was struggling a little bit. He did get caught with a couple body kicks, a couple shots he ate. But I love seeing the dog that he is. And he's just well-rounded everywhere. If he's having a little bit of trouble on the feet, cool. Boom, he puts it on wrestling mode, wears guys out, and takes him out. I want to see him in a big fight already. Again, I'd like to see him against Arman maybe. If Arman's going to be fighting for the belt, which I don't know why, let's put Arman versus Saint Denis. If not, let's have Arman fight for the belt already, I think, man. Let's get some big fights going on, man. I don't see the winner of Charles and Max fighting Saint Denis. He's not there yet, I think, with especially the winner of that. I can see him fighting the loser of that, maybe. Maybe they get, and even then, I don't see, because those guys are like superstars. They're very in the game, and they're as high level as it gets, and they're the biggest names in the sports in those weight classes. Max has been all-time king at 145. Did his thing now at 55. I think he's about to put a whooping on a lot of people. I think he's looking better at 55 than I've seen him in a long time, even at 45. I really like Max at 155. It's like a cheat code. I think he's gonna beat Oliveira. And I'm a huge Oliveira fan, one of my favorite fighters, but I think he's gonna beat Oliveira bad. I think he's gonna stop him. And winner of that would be fighting Ilia. Like, there's no question about that. I don't think they'd take a fight with Saint. So I would definitely, if Arman for some reason didn't get the fight, Arman versus Saint would be a fucking banger. I got Arman winning that one, but it's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a battle, but I got Arman winning. I think Arman pulls it off. Only thing is, we don't know what's gonna happen with Arman. Are they gonna sit him out? Are they gonna make him fight again? Or is he finally gonna get the title shot? I don't know.
Paddy went on his YouTube channel and said it was nice to see Dan get TKO'd after the shit he was chatting. Is that a good fight for Paddy next?
That's probably what the UFC ends up doing, because they want to keep Paddy around, I think, as long as they want, because he's obviously a force over there in England. He sells a lot. He lost, but he showed a lot of tough and grit in that performance. So I don't think you can write Paddy off. So a good fight, if you're trying to build Paddy up, would be Hooker. Hooker doesn't look the same right now as he has other times, and that's because it's kind of like fighters are swords, and sometimes you put in that sword too much sharpening, or you're putting in the heat too much, and you're just trying to do too much in too little bit of time. I feel like he just fought not too long ago. So I would like to see Hooker take a little break, step back a little bit, maybe take some time away from the gym, stay in shape, stay doing physical things, but just have him not take some damage for a while, get his mind clear, get his mind right, and then come back full force into the sport. Because now he just took 2 tough losses back to back, and I know Hooker can make a comeback for sure. But I would just like to see him maybe chill out a little bit. So I don't know if it's in his best interest to take a Paddy fight, but at the same time, this is a sport of gambling. If he goes out there and knocks Paddy out, he's back on top. He's back on track, So I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, Paddy versus Hooker. And Hooker, if his mind is right, could pull it off, Ooh. Stay on. Oh, that was nice. Ruffy's big for the weight. Oh. Ruffy's slaying him, boy. Oh, beautiful. And Fiziev, his background is striking. So this is impressive. The guy that he's doing it to is no amateur, no wrestler converted into strike. This is a pure striker turned MMA guy. Oh, man. It's very creative, very explosive. Hell of an athlete, Ruffy, man. Oh, my God. Oh. Take that. What'd you say about me? What a beatdown, man. Damn, Ruffy showed out. And I didn't know how his mental mindset was going to be when he came back. His last fight was a tough fight. He had Saint Denis, and Saint Denis is a dog, and Saint Denis went in, took it to a dark place to fight, find a way to dig deep, make it a war of a fight, ended up beating Ruffy, and Ruffy looked bad, mentally he could have collapsed and said, hey, I don't belong with this upper echelon of these guys. I'm not ready for them. But nah, he went in the gym, dug deep, got himself in shape, believed in himself and went out there and took one of these top guys out there like it was a joke, you know, and he took him out in his own forte in striking. So I'm happy to see Ruffy there kicking some ass. Who does Ruffy get next? I want to see him fight. Bass. Who saw that fight with Saint? There was a couple things he's lacking there, like a little bit of grappling stuff. So maybe put him with another good striker. Another guy that could wrestle. Probably not so much right now, you know. Keep the jiu-jitsu, the rest of the guys work, because I want to still see it develop. I think he's still young in the sport. There's a lot of fights for him out there. Call out hit. I think he beats Paddy bad if stays on the feet, but I think Paddy could take him out if it hits the ground. Paddy's not a dog with the wrestling though. You know, I don't know if he's gonna go that extra gear, take shots, and then keep coming to the legs. It's a close fight because if Paddy does get him down, I see Paddy winning submission or finishing him. That's a good one. That'd be a good fight. But again, not the best fight for Ruffy because Paddy's not gonna want to grapple. I mean, strike with him. Yeah, I saw some of this. Man, took my boy down tight early, man, working on his gas tank. Oh. Let's go, Ty, dog, man. Come on, Ty, get up. Get up, Ty. Don't let him take you down, Ty, no. Ty's my boy, man. Come on, get up. Super Samoan power. Come on, Ty. Basically, Ty pulled up to his dude's drive-thru and said, give me what you got, motherfucker. And then fired right back. I love Ty. I thought, you know, obviously I'm biased. I thought Ty won that fight. I just don't see why. You know, if you take a guy down, there's no damage. It's just good control. And then when you stand up, maybe you control the guy for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but there was no real damage. When you stand up, if they get away from each other, the guy that was on top was obviously winning to me. But if while we're on the feet, there's a minute and a half left or so, and you start getting sparked up, you start getting pieced up that last minute and a half, and you actually take damage and you get like a little, you know, you hit the skates. I mean, I feel like I always give it to the guy that did the damage over just some control that did no damage with the control. Because it feels like then maybe you're stalling, you know. If you're not trying to submit a guy or hurt a guy, I don't see how judges award that. And they're the ones that are fucking up the sport, essentially. You know, they're holding the sport from getting even bigger and greater because that's bullshit to me. It's a fight. Remember that. It's not a wrestling match where you just take somebody down and you have control and you do no damage. If they both get back up to the feet and one guy starts doing the damage, you got to score it the right way. But also the judging is always been bad. I feel like it is getting better because more ex-fighters are going into the sport. But there needs to be accountability some way or shape or form. There's all this damn noise now, movement and money. In MMA, we should find a way to find these judges accountable and these referees accountable to some extent. Pay deductions, I don't know what it is, but something's got to get done right. You know, investigations, I don't know. For UFC Fight Night this weekend, we're making all of our lineups on PrizePicks. Just use promo code DeathRow, play one lineup for $5. You'll get $50 in entries just like that for you. If you want to know those winners, just follow me at Jorge Masvidal on PrizePicks. Let's go. Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira. I'm going to go with Mario. I just think he's a dog and he digs deep. He's comfortable at fighting at an uncomfortable pace, being in front of strikes. He fought Umar. He gave him a tough fight. Close fight. He lost, but it was a good fight. I don't know. I think Mario's going to melt him. We got Kyoji Horiguchi versus Albazi. Holy smokes. This is going to be a good fight. Amir's good. He's solid. But Kyoji, I'm telling everybody, I've been saying it for a long, long time, is on another level. This guy's world championship material. Long time ago, still is one of the best athletes to ever walk through the doors of American Top Team. Anybody, any one of our champions, any one of our contenders, anybody coach will tell you, not only is Kyoji one of the hardest working dudes in the gym, and by a lot, but also one of the most gifted guys to ever walk through those doors. When you talk about a guy that can do it all and is just good everywhere with his own awkward style, his karate stance, the way that he moves in and out, the way that he judges distance is not like nobody else. It's not even something you could really prepare for until that day. So, other guy is a stud. I know he's not no walk in the park. He's a fucking very sound fighter. I really believe Kyoji has everything it takes to become a world champion in the UFC. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just found out Shavkat has been re-injured. His knee has been scheduled for surgery again. This is a travesty. This hurts. This sucks. And I really think that he is one of the top contenders at 170 pounds. It sucks, man, because just it happens. Sometimes injuries sideline guys for a long time. So now he's expected to make his appearance either late 2026 or 2027 early. It sucks to hear that. Shavkat is one of my favorite guys to watch at 70 pounds. I love his style. I love the aggressiveness, well-rounded, and just that willingness to want to go for the finish always. He gets to good positions and he doesn't just hold guys. He's trying to finish guys. In the striking department, he's very good, super durable, great chin, and through-the-roof cardio. One of my favorite guys at 170. It sucks because injuries are a part of the sport, especially in my fine sport of MMA. And sometimes great guys get sidelined, so it really sucks to have him out like that. I think, Shavkat being ruled out completely definitely leaves maybe just Usman there to challenge for the title or, Michael Morales. Why doesn't Michael Morales is also a big candidate in there? I think you got to put him slightly over Carlos Pretas. I wouldn't mind seeing Carlos Pretas fight for the title either. I just any fight that Islam is involved in, I'm gonna watch it. Any fight that he's fighting that Makhachev is gonna be a part of, I'll be watching. So let's see if we get that notice soon because I don't want to wait any longer. I want to know who already Makhachev is gonna fight, man. This is one of the best guys right now in the world. Let's see who's next. Max and Charles Oliveira is an interesting one. It's an awesome one because the winner of that definitely is gonna deserve a title shot against Ilia, which is gonna be interesting because both of them have been vanquished already by Ilia, right? Charles just got beat out bad by Ilia and Max as well, but at a different weight class. So it's gonna be interesting to see who gets the next title shot. I think I'd like to see Arman fight Ilia for the belt, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Gagey, what has Gagey said? Is Gagey fighting for the belt or he's retiring?
They don't know what they're gonna do with him yet.
But it makes no sense. So this was just an honorary going away fight. Like I don't know. I don't get it. Like what was the point of having that interim belt? Why didn't you just have a fight? There's so many questions regarding that. I think I don't know. I want to see Ilia fighting always the world's best, and I think right now, I'm being honest with myself, the world's best guy is Arman. That to me is the best guy right now. Now Arman versus, Saint Denis is another good ass fight, and the winner of that cannot be denied a title shot. I know Dana White said this and that, but damn, at what point does it come to an end? If he gets the job done with Saint Denis, I think you really gotta consider giving Arman that title shot. If not, it's gonna be the winner of Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway, which they both have fought and lost to Ilia. So at the same time, we want to see some fresh faces, some new blood against Ilia. So those are my picks right there, man. I think when Ilia comes back, for him to go to 170, is the risk to reward worth it? I think so. He'd be the first 3-time UFC champion ever. So he'll be not in Mount Rushmore. He'll be in face. Will be in Mount Rushmore. No one's ever won 3 belts. No one's ever done it. And as it stands, even right now, it's a very uphill battle for Ilia to go up to 170 and beat Makhachev. So if he does, you can't argue that he's not the Michael Jordan of it, that he's not above everybody. John Jones, GSP, like you got to just put him on his own category of greatness, and nobody can say nothing about him. You just got to sit there and be like, "Yep, he did it," and that's crazy. Because not only let me say something. It's not only because I think a lot of times there's a lot of guys that are like 2-time UFC champion, and they fought both times with like interim belts, and they truly didn't fight the best guy in the division. There's a big difference in that. When you're fighting Volkanovski in his prime and you end him, when you're fighting Max Holloway in his prime and you end him, and then you go up and the guy waiting for you on the other side with the belt is Charles Oliveira, and you end him, it's like, damn, dude, who is this mythological figure? Now you're talking about he's gonna go to 170 and beat the #1 pound for pound guy in the whole sport that's been holding it down for like 4 or 5 years that I can think of. This guy's just crushing everybody. The biggest names that he gets crushes them, just takes him into a black hole and submits him, you know. So Ilia gets that done. You put that dude in his own plate. You didn't even talk about him. Just like you didn't even talk about Ilia, because that's something that still every head in the sport will turn. Every fighter, no matter how much they dislike Ilia or whatnot, could only say one thing, like, yep, Ilia's the damn truth. Because he's the complete opposite fighter to beat a guy like Ilia's Makhachev. That's the type of guy you need to beat Ilia. Somebody could just keep it on the mat. Because if you stay on the feet with this guy, your time is limited. Good hand. What the fuck did I just see? The fuck was that? Yo, what? The fuck? Damn, that's crazy, brother. Because I've hung out with this dude on multiple occasions. That shit looks so effing real. That's crazy, man. This guy's got a movie set working on his head. Because I've chilled with Big Baby a couple times and even been to the gym with him. And I'm like, damn, that's nuts, bro. I had me fooled, bro. He got, wherever he did that thing, I guess they were good to a certain extent. What was it? They need more glue? And that's the first time I see somebody get scalped in boxing. First time somebody gets scalped in combat sports. But he also still won the fight, which is even crazier, huh? He came back after that and got it together and locked in, man. Shout out to my boy, bro, because he took that with a stride. Like, I never seen that happen in sports. And he's taking this, like, I think it's helping him out, if anything. He's boosting up his popularity, man. Shout out to Big Baby, brother. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been an honor, like always, having you on DeathRow MMA, powered by Happy Dad, of course. We thank each and every one of you. Tune in next week. We got some guests. We've seen your requests. We know what you want. So make sure you tune in next week, because we got some special guests coming in studio live. Thank you, everybody.